Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Monday Motivation, where I share the very same concepts that helped me become a VP by the age of 33. And as always, all of the content in these videos that I share is designed to help you move forward both personally and professionally. So, I have one favor to ask of you before we get started and dive in today. If you like the content or dislike the content, I would love to hear from you in the form of a comment. If you like the content, hit that like button. If you feel inclined, smash that like button. I would always appreciate that. And again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I would invite you to do that as well. You guys ready to dive in today? Come on, let's get started. Okay, so I just got to level with you. I am asked all of the time. If I had $1 for every time I'm asked, how can I get promoted? How can I get a raise? How can I get a better job? I would be very rich at this point. So today I want to talk about some of the ways, or at least one way, that you, and give you kind of a thought process to make decisions on, and how you're going to approach things at work and in your life, so that will hopefully boost you into getting that raise or promotion that you're wanting if you actually implement this stuff. And by the way, I am always looking for something tangible, something that I can chew on and that you can chew on, that you say, you know what, I can use that. That's actionable. So much stuff out there seems kind of pie in the sky and, well, that sounded really good. That was a great video, but I don't know what to do with that. So today, hopefully this is something tangible that you can chew on and implement into your life right away. So what am I talking about? Today's subject is about consistency. Okay, consistency, and I'm going to use a couple metaphors here, so entertain me for a second, all right? So let's say that I want to get in shape. I've got a goal. I am going to get in shape. And tomorrow, I'm going to go to the gym for 9 hours. I am going to spend the entire day at the gym, okay? So I go spend 9 hours at the gym. I come home and I look in the mirror. What has changed? Nothing has changed. There's nothing I'm going to be able to visibly noticeable, other than probably in a lot of pain, that's changed with me physically. I'm not going to look any different, right? So, but conversely, if I take that same 9 hours that I would have spent in one day and I spread it across and I say, you know what, I'm going to do 20 or 30 minutes of exercise in the gym, 2 or 3, maybe 3 or 4 days out of the week for just 20 or 30 minutes, well, guess what? I've probably spent less time per month than that one day of 9 hours, but the results, if I continue to do that, I know that I will begin to see results and get in better shape as a result of that. So what is the difference? It's not necessarily about the amount of time spent, it's how you apportion it. It's the consistency, okay? You're still not buying in yet? Let me give you another example, and then I do have a point out of all of this. So let's say you go to the dentist. How many times do you go to the dentist per year? Typically, most of us, unless you have some issues, twice a year you go to the dentist. But if you only go to the dentist twice a year, what's gonna happen? Eventually your teeth are gonna fall out, right? What do you have to do in between the 6 months that you go to the dentist? You have to brush your teeth for 2 or 3 minutes a couple times a day. But then again, you ask, well, what does brushing my teeth 2 minutes a day do? Well, nothing, unless you do it every single day. It's gonna keep your teeth healthy. So I say that to say, a lot of times work is like that. We try real hard. We kind of say, you know what, I want to be promoted. I want to raise, so I'm going to work really hard this week, or I'm going to work really hard this month. And then what happens? Well, inevitably, just like the workout example, well, nothing happens because you've only done it for a week. You've only done it for a month. You got to stick to the plan. And it's that consistency in your career, sustained consistency, for sometimes longer, admittedly longer than we want. We don't always get promoted and get raises in the time that we want, but I can guarantee you, just like if you told me you're gonna go to the gym for 30 minutes a day, 3 or 4 days a week, I would be willing to bet you're gonna see some results. I'd place that same bet on your career. If you are willing to put in the work, volunteer to do extra things, stay late, here's one. Adjust that attitude, check that bad attitude at the door, encourage people, help those around you, being a good teammate. Those are the types of things throughout an entire year. If you demonstrate those consistently, your leadership's gonna take notice. Money back guarantee on that. And oh, by the way, this works in other areas of our life. This part here is free, okay? I charged you for the first part. This is the freebie here, okay? This concept of consistency works in other areas of our life. Take, for instance, your kids. If you have kids out there, I've got 3. If all I ever did was take my kids to Disney World once a year and say, you know what? They should know I love them. They should feel loved because I took them to Disney World. Is that how it works? Is it? Comment below. Is that how it works? I don't think so. No, what my kids and what your kids want from you is your time. Daily. All of the time. Time is their currency. So they feel loved by your time. So that was free. Now, here's another little nugget that I'm slowly learning. I'm a slow learner on some of this, is relationships work the same way too. If on the day you get married, you tell your wife, I love you, and then for 3-5 years, you never say I love you again, and your whole mindset is, well, I told her I loved her on our wedding day. If it changes, I'll inform her. No, that's not the way it works. For most of us, it's not about knowing what we should do. It's actually doing it. So here's the challenge for you out there, is I want you to think about some of the things that you know you should be doing, those right things at work, those right things relationally, those right things about your health, and implement some consistent habits. And once you start doing that, things get a whole lot easier. I am convinced that any success you have in 2020 and throughout the rest of the decade is going to be marked by how consistent you performed the habits and behaviors that you know you were supposed to do. Just one quick little sidebar, a little funny note that used to help me get motivated. My dad actually told me about this. I think it was a Zig Ziglar thing, but I want you to try it with me, okay? On 3, we're gonna say, I feel good. I want you to do this. No matter where you're at, if you're in your car, on the way to work, I want you to say, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, I feel good!